Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Daily Drive. This is a you get what you get kind of day. Let me move this closer. This is a you get what you get kind of day with me because I am leaving this weekend to head to Savannah, Georgia with my Girl Scout troop that I volunteer with. And so I am getting my schoolwork done this week before that, like things that are due next week while I'm gone. I'm working on getting them done. So I have just been sitting around doing schoolwork all day. So you get what you get right now. But welcome to the Daily Drive. If you are new here, this is just simply my way of living in my purpose a few times a week through a personal growth journey that I have been on now for about 3 or so years, maybe longer. I've just discovered that I have a passion and a purpose inside of me for sharing mental health awareness, for speaking openly, publicly, and vulnerably about mental health, what you can do to be in control of your mind. I created the Daily Drive worksheet to help us drive ourselves through the day, kind of a roadmap to push through the day, because when you set yourself up with intentional thinking, small step goals, and gratitude, you are setting yourself up for success. So along with the Daily Drive worksheet came sharing this information live on Facebook for a little bit, and it turns out it helps people. So my goals in life include giving a TED Talk, becoming a public speaker, writing books, having my blog seen, all of those things. I love Mel Robbins and want to be like Mel Robbins. So those are my goals in life. And as part of the Daily Drive, we talk about motivation on Mondays because I love the idea of Motivation Monday. We get to Mondays and we kind of feel the blahs kicking in and we don't want to really do anything anymore. And so I love the idea of Motivation Monday because also motivation is internally. You need to make sure that what you are wanting to be motivated for is lined up with your purpose, is matching your energy. You begin to feel internal motivation when you begin to unlimit your thinking. When you start to change and reframe your thoughts, when you start to understand how to be in control of your mind, when you start to know the difference between internal and external motivators, and your internal motivators are lined up with your purpose, you will start to feel internal motivation. You will not stay motivated to work towards something that's not ultimately lined up with your inner purpose and where you want your energy to be. If you work at a job that leaves you feeling drained every single day, people are, rude, or you're doing everybody's work, you probably don't feel motivated to get up and go there every day, right? If you are working on being physically active to lose weight because you're comparing yourself to everyone else around you, you're probably not going to stay motivated to push through because that's not internal motivation. When I flipped the script on myself and motivated myself by keeping my body healthy, I crave physical activity now. It's easier to get to the gym. So motivation comes internally when you start to unlimit your thoughts. When you start to become unlimited, motivation starts to kick in internally. So that's why I love talking about motivation on Mondays. So here we are. Y'all say hey when you hop on. Again, welcome to the Daily Drive. Let me know in the comments, does anybody else watch American Ninja Warrior? My husband and I have watched like all of the seasons. We sort of follow all of the people. We watched the teenager one and the all-girl ones and the all-guy ones and whatever they are, the all-star ones. We watch American Ninja Warrior. It's one of the things on our Hulu that we look for the new episodes. And so we watch American Ninja Warrior. And on the one side, that kind of motivates me to be physically active. I really work on not comparing my body to the bodies of the people that I see on there, but I see things that I'm like, oh, that looks like fun, actually. And so it helps me stay motivated to be physically active. But last time we were watching it, one of the guys and his family that was there with him gave me something to think about, gave me a thinker from American Ninja Warrior. Most of us spend our time focused on the length of our life. We spend our time focused on how old we are now, how many years we might have left, our bucket lists of what we want to fit in before, we run out of life, our ideas of fitting all of these things in. We say, before I die. We think and focus on the length of our life. That's where we tend to put our focus. I want to fit this in before I die. I want to do this before I die. I have this goal by this age. We spend our time focused on the length of our life and what we can fit into the length of our life. And I want you to understand that in and of itself, focusing on the length of our life and what we can fit into the length of our life, that is limiting your mind. You are limiting your mind to believe that you have to fit this, that you have to fit this thing in right now before you die, or that B, when you might, kick the bucket, right? Most of us know what life expectancy is and what things we want to do before we get to a certain age, but that limits your mind. I heard something with this family on American Ninja Warrior because it was one of the teenage boy ones, and his father had been diagnosed with cancer, and they had given him like 4 months left to live. And when they heard that, their initial response was focusing on that 4 months, only having 4 months left to live. And the dad was like, that's not what I want my last 4 months to be focused on, is that amount of time that's on luck. That's not what I want to be focused on. I want to be focused on what I'm doing with that time, what I'm fitting into it. And so they adopted a family motto, a family creed, whatever you want to call it, where they say, live wide. Live wide. Because it's not about the years that you have in your life. It's about how you live each of the days that you have, that you have. You don't know if you're going to have 30 years from now when you're planning your retirement trip or whatever it is that you're planning for 30 years from now. You don't know if you are guaranteed that time, but you woke up today and you were guaranteed today. So what can you do today to live in your purpose, to add joy and fulfillment to your life, to the years that you do have? What can you do to motivate yourself to wake up and live for this day? Live for the day that you're in right now. When you unlimit your mind to what the universe is bringing you right now, instead of focusing on bucket lists and fitting things in before you die and all of those things, but you wake up open to what the universe is bringing you today, guess what? You're going to get it. You're going to find it because you're open to it and you're not thinking about length. You're thinking about, what is the universe bringing me today in this moment? Live wide. It's not about the years that you have here on this earth. It's about the joy. It's about the living that you do during that. When you wake up and find purpose in every single moment of the day, when everything brings you joy, when you flip the script on your own negative narrative, when you find that inner motivation to wake up and live in your purpose in some way, that motivation will become easier. I find motivation every single day in contemplating how I can live in my purpose today. What energy can I give back to the world today? What can I open myself up for today? What new opportunity might be there for me today? Yes, some days are harder than others. I do still run into days where there is like zero motivation. That's why I'm fitting all of this schoolwork into today, because it's my day off from work and I don't have motivation after work usually on other days. And so I get to Mondays and fit all of my schoolwork in, and that's just how it goes. And that's what motivates me. I wake up every day with an open heart and an open mind to what my purpose, what the universe is going to bring me. So what I want you to remember today, the limited belief that I want you to let go of, is that you need to focus on how long you have, how many years you have. You need to focus on the length of life that you have and what you can fit into your life before it ends, and making your bucket lists and your before I die things, and giving yourself that reminder that you're going to die all of the time because you're focused on what you can fit into the years that you think you have. Change that monologue in your mind to reminding yourself to be open to what the universe has for you today. It's not about the years that you have on this earth, on this planet, in this universe. It's about what you do with the time that you're given right now. Live wide. It's not about length. It's not about length. It's about how you live. If you are living in your purpose every day, that motivation will come along with it. I promise you, this is how I am staying motivated now in life, because working a part-time that feels like a full-time job, being in school full-time, keeping up with all of the things, there's not a lot of motivation for some of the extra things that I want to do. But when I remember the things that are within my purpose, and when I give myself the opportunity to fit things into my purpose, it's not my purpose to lose weight. It is my purpose to take care of the body that I have right now, so that I can continue to do the things that I want to do and live in my purpose every single day. And when I changed that, the motivation came along with it. So look at what you're trying to be motivated to do. If you're feeling a lack of motivation somewhere, break it down. Find out why you're not motivated, and see if you can if you can reframe it to fit it into the energy of your purpose. And if you can't, then maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to move on to something else that fits into the energy of your purpose. And by fitting into the energy of your purpose, I mean that it makes you feel joyful. It makes you feel excited. It gives you that little burning inkling inside of you to go and do whatever it is, because it fits into the energy of your purpose. Now, when I go to the gym and I'm telling myself that I'm going to take care of my body to keep my temple the way that I want it, when I am going because I love my body and want to keep my body healthy, when I remind myself and flip that script on myself, I feel that inner burning to go to the gym, to go for a walk, to be active, because I fit it into the energy of my purpose. So see if it's something that you can reframe, rework, and fit it into energy that you want to feel. And if it's not, maybe it's time to move on from it. Because the bottom line is, you will not stay motivated internally if what you are working on doesn't give you energy, doesn't make you feel good. We give up on things when they get hard, especially things that we don't really care about when they get hard. So if it's not fitting into the energy of your purpose, can you reframe it, or can you let it go? It's time to stop focusing on the length of your life. Stop limiting yourself into a number of years, into a bucket list, into a before I die set of things that you want to do, and start living wide. It's not about the years that you have here. It's about what you do with the time that you have. And motivation comes when what you're working on is aligned with your purpose, your energy. That is when you find motivation. So wake up every day being motivated by finding a way to live in your purpose, finding a way to give yourself that energy, finding a way to live wide, to add value to your life, to live big and bold Live wide rather than focusing on length of life. That is where I want you to be motivated today. I always end up writing motivation makers on my little Joy Jar card on Monday because you can make your own motivation internally. When you unlimit the thoughts that you have in there, comparing yourself to someone else's body is limiting yourself to their box. Comparing your mind to someone else's mind is limiting yourself to their box. Comparing your work ethic to someone else's work ethic is limiting yourself to their box. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop telling yourself that you're not enough and that you're not worthy. It's just not true. You make your own motivation when you unlimit your thoughts. And when you come here to learn new ways to do that, you are making that motivation. So I appreciate every single person that hops on here, that watches, that engages with me, that interacts, that shares the video. It means the world to me. If you would do me a favor and check out dailydrivecoaching.com. I'm having a few issues with my website creator tool right now, but you can still subscribe to my website and get things as I put them out. You can also see my life coaching, spiritual coaching, mindset coaching services, and my retail shop with jewelry and all kinds of things. That's dailydrivecoaching.com. If you're not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group, you can search for that on Facebook, or it's tagged here in this video. Becoming Unlimited to me means opening your mind to what is there for you. And so this is just my Facebook community where you get these daily drives, a little bit more content about unlimiting your thoughts, and just people to be around to know that you are not in this alone. It's an accepting, non-judgmental, loving place that you can be in for free and unlimit your mind as you feel led. That's Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. If you're checking out Daily Drive Coaching on YouTube, do me a favor and hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Turn on notifications for all of my social media because I never ask for a fee for what I do here on social media. You can see all of my coaching services on dailydrivecoaching.com. I just ask that on social media, you help me continue to spread mental health awareness and break the stigmas around mental health by subscribing, turning on notifications, tagging a friend, sharing a video, commenting, engaging with me, all of those things. It helps me more than you know, and I appreciate it so much. So y'all remember, hashtag Motivation Monday. Let me know if you watch American Ninja Warrior, because that's what made me think about this. It's not about focusing on the length of life that you have. Stop focusing on your bucket lists and your before I die fitting things in and all of that. Don't focus on the length of your life. Live wide. It's not about the years that you have left. It's about what you do with the time that you're given right now. Wake up every day looking for a new way to live in your purpose and your energy that makes you feel joy, and the motivation will come naturally internally. Remember to live wide. Let me know in the comments what you're going to do to live wide. I love y'all. I will see you soon.